I don't know if anybody be taken in by this disguise, but it is actually still me. What do you think of my little white moustache? Quite attractive, isn't it, really? I feel quite, I could sit there and stroke my moustache at the front of the classroom, couldn't I? Oh, it's tickly. Oh, I don't know how you have facial hair, man. Ooh, can have that. Anyway, what do you think, Dave? What do you think of me with a moustache? Yeah? Oh, okay. You think it's quite cute? Yeah. Okay, we'll have a little cuddle and then you can go. Bye. Anyway, I'm going to talk about ethics because I'm going to talk about business influences on business, and ethics is a massive thing now. I think some of you have done this in other subjects. Very, very important in today's society because this kind of thing can get broadcast very quickly on social media. If you're found to be doing something that's unethical, it can be got out there and it can be broadcast to a lot of customers and a lot of people very quickly. So it's about the image of the company, really. If the company is acting in an ethical way, then it's better for the brand image. Customers trust the brand. It can, if we're ethical with our employees, then they give better customer service. Investors are more likely to invest. Investors don't like often investing in a business where it can be embarrassing for them if it's found out that the business is unethical. And also it can cut costs if you're ethical in certain situations. Some of the ethics we'll talk about are the law, particularly in this country, and some things are just that businesses like to do them. Anyway, I mean, they don't just do it for their image. There are business owners out there who want to be ethical in their dealings. So if you think about business ethics, let me try and minimise that a little bit so that we can actually see it on the screen. If you think about business ethics, think about the 4 different areas that I've got up there. So you've got ethical sourcing, ensuring suppliers pay a fair wage and treat their workers well. So that's ethical sourcing. That's dealing with not just your suppliers, but it's where they're getting their products from. So I might be buying from a particular factory somewhere in India, but they might be then buying from other places. So it's looking all the way down the supply chain. And I think you might remember that we looked at places like H&M and Primark, and they've got hundreds, if not thousands, of factories, and they've got to try and make sure that they're all behaving in an ethical way. Treatment of workers, some of the things, particularly in this country, are the law, aren't they? A safe working environment, no discrimination. But some of the things, particularly if you're talking about products that you're buying in from suppliers abroad, you might want to be making sure that they're not using child labour and that they're paying a living wage. Obviously, fair trade products are a good example of ethical treatment of workers and not making the workers work really long hours. I think it was Apple that were found to be, their workers were assembling in plants in China and working really 60-hour weeks and things like that. It was awful. I don't know, most of us still buy Apple if we can, and it's a very difficult one, isn't it? But the idea is that we try and be ethical where we can, because there's definitely a lot of fear amongst investors, amongst business owners, about not being seen to be ethical. Now, giving good customer service to customers is seen as ethical as well. Treating your customers ethically. You could think about things like how you treat your customers in terms of what you tell them about the products. I know some of it's legal, but also instead of presenting products in a way that's slightly misleading, for example. I think there are brands out there like Aldi that might produce chocolate in a purple wrapper to try and make customers think that it's the same as dairy milk. And I don't know if you've ever done a taste test, but I don't think it's quite the same, and it hasn't got quite the same ingredients. But still, is it ethical? Is it slightly misleading to customers? It's up to you to decide. And then treatment of suppliers, an ethical treatment of suppliers means paying bills on time. So making sure that your suppliers can pay their suppliers and that their cash flow is healthy. So that is business ethics. Now, I've got rather a cute puppy today. My boys used to like this puppy when they were little. Look, isn't he cute as a glove puppet? He's got lovely floppy ears, and you know what? You don't have to clear up his poo after him. So he's a perfect puppy. He doesn't wee everywhere and he doesn't chew your shoes. So as a puppy, he can stay in our house. He's got my vote. Bye for now.